So, the purpose of this video is to introduce a meeting with an American and clearly highlight the characteristic of their culture during the process of negotiation. In fact, this negotiation is an occasion to discover their values, their motivation, and their attitudes. Geert Hofstede, a psychologist specialized in social psychology, made a lot of research about culture. He determines 6 components who explain their behavior of people in business according to their culture: power distance, individualism, masculinity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation, and indulgence.
The first dimension is power distance. It is a belief about the appropriate distribution of power in society. The American result on Hofstede scales is 40. It is a low power distance. People expect that power is distributed rather equally and are likely to accept that power is distributed to less powerful individuals. The second dimension is individualism versus collectivism. It is the relative importance of individual versus group interest. The United States are very individualism. People believe that the individual is the most important. Decisions are based on individuals' needs and interests. When you're negotiating with an American, you need to offer something to him before then to the company. The third dimension is masculinity. It is a trait which emphasizes ambition, acquisition of wealth, and differentiated gender roles. On the other hand, femininity is a trait which trust-carrying and nurturing behavior, sexuality equality, environmental awareness, and more fluid gender roles. The American result on Hofstede scale is 62, which means American people are more masculine and are more focused on material success. So, in a negotiation, you can adapt your conversation, your discussion, your contract with the person in front of you. The fourth dimension is uncertainty avoidance. It is the way that a society can deal with the fact that the future can never be known. So, uncertainty avoidance is a society tolerance for uncertainty and ambiguity. It reflects the will of members to minimize uncertainty. With 46 scores, Americans are pretty low. It means that they usually don't try to minimize uncertainty to cope with anxiety. The fifth dimension is long-term orientation. It is a preference to keep time-honored tradition and norms while the society is moving. Americans are very practical, being reflected by the can-do mentality mentioned above. Americans have very strong idea about what is good and evil. This may concern issues such as abortion, use of drug, euthanasia, weapons, or the side and right of the government versus the states and versus citizens. So during negotiation, the United States are very short-term oriented. The last dimension is indulgence versus restraint. It is a degree of allowed individual indulgence of basic human drives via social restraint of such behavior, the extent to which people try to control their desire and impulse. During negotiation, American people have some special behavior which are part of their American culture, and it is crucial to be aware of them before starting any negotiation. In fact, they are very familiar, speak loud, and practice strong handshake. Secondly, American people are goal-focused and hate wasting time. With them, negotiation has to be quick and efficient. Moreover, they are money-oriented. That is to say, they don't have necessarily a strong sense of loyalty. Indeed, they are very competitive and aggressive negotiators who don't hesitate to say no.
First, Americans don't like to waste their time. They are really punctual and they can easily conclude a deal without taking any reflection break. They won't hesitate to go straight to the point about every single element, which is estimated important for them to reach an agreement. Then, their competitive spirit reinforces their desire to dominate others. Americans are really competitive, so they are competitive in negotiation too. That's why Americans will often try to negotiate in their advantage, which means that they will try to have a little bit more than the other side. But that doesn't mean that they will be totally against a win-win agreement. Finally, Americans usually don't use a lot of diplomacy because they estimate that it doesn't seem sincere. They prefer to be honest and go straight to the point. In terms of body language, they can be really expressive in their physical gestures. Their attitude can even appear a little bit exaggerated, but help to be understood by more easily. They move their hands and speak louder than others and can use funny faces Americans can also move in the room, leave it in the middle of a negotiation, and even put their feet on the table. They tend to be dressed casually, merely friendly, and have a lot of humor to break the ice. All these elements show how comfortable Americans can feel during the negotiation process, and that's essential to be open-minded and not consider that it can be a way of provocation or other form of disrespect. Fortunately, the physical behavior can give us precious tool to identify the communication style of the person in front of you. In conclusion, Americans can have their own communication style. They have directive way to communicate. That's why their negotiation used to be really short and efficient to some extent. They also have their own body language. They use a lot their body to communicate, which make them easier to read and understand. Finally, they also have their own attitudes. They like independence and autonomy, and they have a tendency to be talkative. Indeed, silence makes them uncomfortable. Finally, I would like to highlight their motto, time is money. So now, we are going to assist to a process of negotiation between two different representatives of two different companies. So firstly, let me introduce you the first company, Kinan.
Hi, I'm Alex Smith, the VP of the Digital Marketing Department from Kinan.
And we have the other company, Akia.
Hi, I am Andrew Taylor, the sales representative of Akia Factory.
So now, let's enjoy a good process of negotiation.
Good morning, Mr. Smith. How do you do?
I'm fine, thank you. Call me Alex.
Call me Andrew then.
Please have a seat.
Thanks.
Do you want a cup of tea or something to drink?
Maybe a cup of tea, please.
Okay. Here it is.
Thank you.
I know you are an alumni from Stanford. Do you know Tucker Durden? He was a member of Stanford Lacoste team.
Yes, we are in the same economical science class. I'm still in touch with this guy. Last time I met him, he was doing arm wrestling at the pub.
That's typically Tucker. I miss this guy. Anyway, thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
So you have just seen the initial contact with Andrew, the seller, and Alex Smith, the buyer. The first contact step is really important for the seller in order to establish credibility and build a rapport. Andrew allows the meeting to start in a friendly way. Besides, we can see that Andrew is using an agenda approach by valorizing the customer style. Then, thanks to the atmosphere in the office, Andrew quickly identified that Alex is an emotive person. That's why he's trying to use humor in order to make Mr. Smith happy. The approach went well because Andrew and Alex seems to be comfortable and start the negotiation.
I'm here to talk to you about Akia solution. And first of all, my question is, do you have some issue about delivering your website on time?
Indeed. This is why we are here today. We are running our website part with several businesses, but it doesn't work like we want. We spend way too much time with them explaining what we want, and we never really get what we asked for. And they are never reaching the deadlines.
I see. On your website, what are the more important features to you? Do you need highly customizable website? And how many websites do you need to launch every year?
Well, the most important for us is to be able to launch websites very quickly for our customers. We want a standardized solution that our customer might customize to fit their personality. Today, we feel like we are losing a lot of customers and revenue due to the alternative options on the market. It's mainly because of slow launching time. This is what we need to improve with you today.
Okay, I understand what you mean. Does the data security risk is important to your company?
Yes, it is a concern to us, but we wish to grant more budget on the slow launching time issue.
So Alex, if I understand well, you lost a lot of revenue on customers because you take too much time to launch and manage your website. I also notice that you need user-friendly websites and they also need to be customizable for every customer's request.
Absolutely. And what can you offer me to fix
You just
this?
saw the discover step of negotiation. The main objective is to discover and understand the explicit and implicit needs of Alex. Andrew's key tools are questions and active listening, so there is different type of question. explanatory, rubbing, and digging deeper question. It's the key step to suggest a tailored situation.
As I told you during the phone call, Akia is the leading provider of cloud-based digital experience management solution. Our tool is the fastest software on the market. We help the city of Boston to migrate 20,000 websites on under budget. We also helped Price Cruise to launch a new website and change the way guests access the information on board. In your situation, the most accurate solution is to provide you a software that will generate highly customizable websites in a very quickly way. This is what Akia Cloud can do for you.
Can you tell me more about Akia Cloud? How will it support our digital team?
Alex, your digital team need a flexible and scalable platform that supports digital interaction to happen at the right place, at the right time, and on the right device. Akia Cloud is a secure and compliant platform turned to the needs of developers that supports Drupal and JavaScript applications. It also provides development, staging, and production environments. You can add squares to customize it every time. And the most amazing is that we provide the continuous integration and continuity across the development lifecycle. Development teams benefit from production, like environments available for each stage of development, allowing for easier, safer, and faster and more reliable digital.
This looks really interesting. I'm concerned about the number of websites your platform can launch and manage at the same time.
Alex, thanks to our products, our customers Warner Music was able to launch 250 personalized websites in 3 weeks. And we also help them to improve their time to market by 50%.
50%? That's huge. If you can launch 250 personalized sites in 3 weeks, you will be able to deal with ours. Such a great product must be expensive, isn't it?
As the best product on the market, you will pay a fair price for this quality. But let me tell you that thanks to our product, one of our customers, Interscope Records, projected a $5 billion saving over the next 5 years by implementing Akia Cloud Site Factory for 150 current microsites.
Look, Andrew, your solution looks really worthy, but I need more information to decide. Give me figures, give me data, give me tables.
You're absolutely right. Shall we meet next week? I will bring a presentation to demonstrate why Akia Cloud is the best solution to your current situation.
Here, Andrew was presenting his offer. Thanks to the previous step and the reformulation, he knew what was the need of the clients. Therefore, he adapted the offer according to the interests of Mr. Smith. During this part, Andrew is managing to create a link between his solution and Alex's need. As you can see, the client made some objection. It's normal and it often happens during negotiation. Andrew kept calm and tried to identify the problems. He managed to prove that he will bring a correct solution according to the client's concept.
We will have this meeting. I cannot have the final word. I will come along with Mr. John Semiklaus, our senior VP. Could you visit us next Monday at 9:30 a.m. in this office?
Wait, just let me have a look, please. Yes, it will be fine for me. Thank you, Alex.
And thank you for coming. We will see you next week.
My pleasure. I will send you an email to confirm this meeting on Monday at 9:30 with you and your senior VP, Mr. Semiklaus. Please, take my business card.
Thank you. And if you meet Tucker, please tell him I'm still waiting for him for our racquetball contest.
Sorry, but I'm first man. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.
The final step of negotiation is crucial. A lot of experts say it's the most important one. Indeed, even if your negotiation was excellent, that you build a good rapport, discovers the client's need and brought a personalized solution. If there is no commitment, the negotiation was all for nothing. You have to have a warranty from your client and really setting up your partnership. So now, let me give you some advices to make a successful negotiation. First, give a business call. Then, being on time 5 minutes earlier. Ask question if you don't understand. Directiveness in communication. Participation is expected during a meeting. Meetings are generally informal and relaxed, but serious in content. Meet deadlines. But be careful! There is something you have to avoid. Make silence, interrupting someone when he's speaking. Being late means that you are rude and showing a lack of respect. Being too close from your interlocutor when you are speaking don't necessarily indicate status.